DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Got a question up on our page here. Utah will officially introduce Morgan Scalley at a press conference on Tuesday. How tough of a job will it be?
A firestorm.
A firestorm?
Yeah.
How is it a firestorm? A firestorm of a job. I don't usually do
because
that.
there's a lot of stuff swirling around the program right now.
I think the last I don't know, week and a half has been a firestorm.
Right.
But I think that settles down.
This is what he's stepping into right now.
But it settles down. I feel like it's settling down right now.
With the portal, I don't know.
Okay.
I hope so. I hope you're right. And I can't say that completely because you're hiring a brand new offensive staff. And, you know, at least with Kyle taking his guys, they've all been together.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking a bunch of guys. Whoosh, here you go, guys.
Yep.
Away you go. And think about this. This program, for 2 decades, has defined, in a crazy world that is college football, stability. And we do the same thing every day at this time, every October 21st. Every year, October 21st at 2 o'clock, for 2 decades, they did the same thing. And so now it's a little, firestorms, I'm just making a point, but it's unsettling right now because there's a lot of, we don't know. And there's always a form of we don't know, more so now than ever with the portal, because you're bringing in so many new dudes every single year. Virtually every team is doing this. So it sort of washes out a little bit that you're competing against a bunch of guys that are brand new over there, too. And so there's a lot of unknown, but there's more unknown now than we've had in 20 years.
But it is part of the gig. To me, there's he's got to make one hire on the defensive side of the ball. It's the offensive side of the ball where, if you want to use the word firestorm, I mean, even if that's hype, I think everyone gets your point. But even a year ago, with Kyle being the picture of stability, it was new OC, new running back coach, new wide receiver coach.
Sure. The wide receiver coach brought his best receiver with him, and that kid was the best receiver. The running back coach brought his running back with him, and he was the best running back. And the OC brought the quarterback, and he was the best quarterback. Now you got none of that. So those guys are still here, but their brand new coach, Devin Dampier, has never run a play for anybody but Jason Beck. So even though it was new to Utah, those guys weren't new to each other.
And all of that still rests on the offensive line, which had to be rebuilt no matter what.
That's absolutely true also. So you combine all this with a rookie head coach. He's still a rookie head coach at the end of the day.
Nice. To mix and match.
So there's a certain unknown that goes into that. And
well, there's definitely some unknowns. To your point, the number of unknowns in college football is climbing everywhere. Even for the coaches
there's a little sense of a wash, although a lot of these guys go and bring a player. The Oklahoma coordinator comes from Washington State, and he brings Mateer, the quarterback, a la New Mexico, to here. These guys aren't bringing anybody with them. As far maybe they will.
We don't know that yet.
Right.
I mean, they might be bringing there's a good wide receiver at Utah State in the portal. So
I understand that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But we have to let guys land, and all that's got to work out. To me, that's the bigger question. How tough of a job it'll be? Tell me how much money he has in relation to everyone else. You can sit here and try to figure out today, but everything's escalating so quickly.
Okay,
$5 million quarterbacks didn't used to be a thing.
But
they are now.
1 cent quarterbacks didn't used to be a thing.
That's true.
Did they have any less money than what they had? Probably not. And with that same amount of money, they just went 11-2.
But in relation to everybody else, as everyone else accelerates,
so
can they accelerate
is
with
falling
them?
down?
I don't know, and I don't know where they'll be in the future.
Leave the rapper alone.
I'm not the one who went into his Wikipedia page and read about all his heirs.
I'd be ticked if some of those kids are cutting into their inheritance.
Right?
Hey, could you use a little protection here, man? There's only so much money to go around. I think that this is a topsy-turvy time. And there's still a lot of fans haven't gotten over what just happened. Here's a man who spurned his alma mater, wouldn't even say their name, and blah, blah, blah. Each week, this quarterback, he's this, he's that, he's blah, 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 blah. Hey, could you tell us about Bear Bachmeier? No. He won't even do that. That just warmed the cockles of all Ute fans everywhere. And now he takes off. He's a traitor. Not in my mind. I'm not saying to me, but in some folks' mind. I got it at the gym yesterday. All the time.
There was one job.
I put my glasses on, I wear my hat, I have my hoodie on, and I still get it.
Terrible disguise. You need the glasses and the fake nose.
I thought it was a brilliant disguise.
Okay.
And so with that in mind here, yes, this is a crazy time. And there's a lot of people that aren't over because they put their faith in that man. He was us. It would be the same thing when and if Dillingham leaves. I'm home. Literally the first words he said when he was introduced, the very first words Dillingham said, I'm home.
So
but
then
the bottom line is you can't trust a ham.
So, there it is.
Sometimes they're full of baloney. He cut the cheese out of town.
Got any more? I mean, I don't want to get in your way. I was going to make a point, but what's the point of that?
Ah, man, you know what my favorite meat is? A gabagool.
I don't even know what that means.
It's 9 o'clock right now.
Kind of. A little bit.
It's 9 o'clock somewhere.
In Chicago. It's 9 o'clock in Chicago right now. And in Dallas. Yeah.
And in virtually the entire country of Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Is that mostly Central Time Zone?
Yeah, I think there's a little slice over by El Paso that's Mountain
Okay.
Juarez.
Yeah.
Double check that, but I think that's what it is based on my...
That'll give me something to do. Time zones in Mexico. I assume Baja California is Pacific time.
I think the high majority of the country is central. But so much stuff going down. And I don't think they're over what their guy is done to them or has done. Well, we left the program in a good spot. To some people, they didn't. But the fact is, once he took the Michigan job, the only thing he was concerned about was advancing the program for Michigan, not advancing anybody else's program. That's just the way it is, man.
Morgan's a head coach, puts a stamp on the program.
Hopefully,
the thing that looks like it's in a good,
know.
the thing that looks like it's in a good place is the roster. I just saw in the transfer portal. You hate to quote any numbers because probably ought to update them by now. But there were Ute fans celebrated on social media because they were one of a handful of teams that didn't have very many transfers.
Yeah, but you've already lost 3 starters on defense. Mm-hmm. In addition to the guys who naturally
out of eligibility, right? Off to the NFL or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? You're losing a premier defensive lineman.
Of all the things that create the firestorm, how high would you put that on your list? Because on the one hand, yep, it's talent and they're starters and right. But on the other hand, you got Morgan and Sharif Shah, and the one thing that we know, because they're still here, and those 2 guys are the guys who are coaching safeties and corners and doing a great job bringing guys along. But is it too much all at once, though?
Yes, because they were coming to a program that was established. Now it's brand new. They don't know. Whatever you've done before doesn't matter.
It isn't brand new.
And that's too.
Morgan and Sharif are still there.
Doesn't matter. Morgan is not even close to his same role.
I get that. But I think it's going to matter that those 2 are still there. Now, that might be too much talent all at once, and the young guys coming along. Maybe you don't have enough young guys coming along, but you do have the transfer portal to fill in.
Too much assumption right now. And we didn't have to assume much with Utah because they were stable. They did the same thing. The guys came back, blah, 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 blah. Very little change.
You and I had a lot of confidence in the changes they made offensively a year ago, but I think a lot of Ute fans had a lot of questions. There was a lot of stress over whether that was going to work or not.
That's always been to the offensive perspective. The one place where they haven't been stable is an offensive coordinator, and that's pretty much it. But every guy they throw in there rushes for 1,000 yards. I mean, they've had so many of them. Last year, Parker as a freshman at Washington State ran for like 700-plus yards. For a first-year freshman, that's pretty – in a passing offense.
Yeah.
So we thought he was going to be good enough. He was good enough. They went 11-2.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.